body armor, right?
What's the business?
What's up, bro?
How are you feeling today?
Great, man. It's an exciting fight week.
It's getting
We
close.
got the family, got the team down here early, so it's awesome. Get to speak with you lovely people.
Dave, you good? All right, let's do it, guys.
It felt like before Saturday when you guys had that, face-to-face interview, that things were all right. Things were kind of like going along, okay, not much trash talk, and then that thing hit, and you guys were back to where we were like a year ago. Did it feel that way too?
Not for me. I mean, I was wherever TJ wanted to bump his gums a little bit. I can't be mad at the guy. He wants to sell the pay-per-view. He's a champion. It should be riding on him to get the most pay-per-view sales, but he doesn't have that kind of pull, so I can't be mad at him. Let him do what he wants. I'm focused on the fight and training and just going out there and getting this title back.
When he says he wants to ruin your career, how does that make you feel? Is that just promotion?
Yeah, I mean, let him say what he wants to do, but that motivates me. I said they're going to say you're going to ruin my career, basically take food out of my child's mouth and family's mouth. So that's fine. I didn't need any more motivation that I already have with a new son, and also coming off my first loss. I've been more motivated than I ever have over any win, and I'm healthy. I had a great camp. I made a lot of adjustments this camp. But they're minor adjustments that cost me the fight, So I'm excited to go out there. I'm healthy. I'm actually excited to sit in front of you guys and speak about what I'm going to do on Saturday night and the preparation for the whole fight camp. The last fight I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't excited to come here and speak about what I was going to do in the octagon because I didn't visualize myself there. So I was just focused on getting myself healthy. But I had a great camp. Blessed with the camp that I had, the team that I had, the coaches, and just all around it was just an amazing camp.
What has changed for you since becoming a father? Anything?
I say everything, man. I think that's just everything. That was one of the most amazing times of my life, watching my child give birth. My wife, going through that. She was just brought us so close together. It was just kind of surreal. I mean, like right there, you can't. This little human comes out and you have so much unconditional love for something so quickly. It's just amazing. It gave my life a lot of balance. Something that I needed in my life. I go to the gym and I train and I allow myself after I'm done training to go home and put on a different hat, put on my father hat, put on my my husband hat, just be at the house. I don't think about fighting. I think about just raising my child, being there for my family when they need me. So it's just a balance, man. Like I don't think about anything else but fighting. And when I leave the gym, I go home and I'm thinking about my family and just enjoying the time with them. So I mean, he grows so fast. I mean, he's rolling over already. He's teething. He's drooling all over the place. I mean, it's amazing how fast these little humans grow. I mean, it's awesome.
A lot of fighters say that they have a kid and there's more incentive now to succeed because now you're not just trying to put food in your mouth. You have the whole family to feed.
Yeah, definitely. That's something I've always wanted to do is just be there. I think that just being there for my son and my family, providing for them, that's I'm able to go in every day. Maybe I don't get a paycheck every day. I clock in and clock out of the gym, but it's brick by brick. It leads up to this point where I'll cash in and get the big paycheck, get the belt back, and go on from there. So I'm able to, provide for my family. I want to, that's what I want to do. It's not about anything else but taking care of them, getting these fights, keeping my brains about me, not get in there and get fucking battered around and walk away from the sport with nothing and then have to go and find something else to do to take care of my family. I put everything into this sport since I was a teenager, and I'm obviously willing to die in there, but now I have a family to think about, so I just want to get a little bit compensated for it, go out there and put on entertaining fights, and I know that it's the risk that we take every time we step in there, that it's one less fight that we're in our career, and who knows the next 15 years what those fights do to your body, but I'm enjoying it all, and it's been great. I'm just, like I said, more incentive to get in there, maybe use some more head movement. You know, no one can touch me. I know when I use my head movement, my speed, and that's what will happen. You know, just use some more head movement and not get hit as much. You know, I want to be able to read to my son. You know, be able to walk him to the park. You know, take care of him. I want to be, you know, so broken and bad when I leave this sport.
Do you feel like you had a sense of invincibility before you left that fight?
I don't think I had a sense of invincibility before that. You know, I was knocked out before. You know, last time that I lost before the TJ fight was 5 years ago, and from that loss I became undefeated and a world champion. You know, so I learned so much from my losses. If you want to call it a loss, I think it's kind of blessings in disguise. You know, I did things wrong at that camp. You know, I had some personal issues, battling some, you know, demons and just things like that. And just, you know, that all affects everything. Everything it weighs on you. But you know, I got my life in order. I got my balance. I'm great. I'm super blessed. Man. I'm thankful. I'm right with the Lord. I got right with the Lord, and you know, whatever happens on a Saturday night, I'm just gonna go out there and you know, make my family proud. You know, go out there and fight with honor and courage, like I always do. Put on entertaining fights, and be a savage that I am. When that cage door locks, however long I need to do my job to get it done, I'll do it. You know, at any cost, any risk, anything.
You've added a family to your life since then. Did you have to subtract anything from your life? Did you have to change things up in any way with people you associate with, or the way you train, the way you live?
Lost a little bit of sleep, but you sleep when you're dead, you know. So that's it. Now I got a good son. He sleeps throughout the night. That's the only thing. I really didn't have to subtract too much negativity in my life. I live a pretty positive life. I have a lot of good people around me. My wife's amazing, my family's amazing, my teammates, my coaches. So I don't have too much negativity, man. Like I said, I just push that out. And I think that's something that I focused on last fight, was just the build up in the fight, you know, and really, man, deterred me from my main goal was being a champion and the focus of that. You know, kind of got a little wrapped up in that a little bit. But I had the time to sit there and talk shit in the media and do that because I was injured. I wasn't able to be in the gym. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Hey Cody, you know, we think about 2016 and you fought 4 times that year, which culminated with, you know, the biggest moment of your career when you won that belt. You've only seen you twice. Well, this will be the second fight, you know, in 2 years basically. I'm just curious, the journey to get to this point and finally get this fight here. What has stood out to you about the journey from going from, you know, the fast meteoric rise to become a champ to now it's slowed down and here you are, you've dealt with injury. Can you just sort of reflect on what that's been like?
I feel like that's just, you know, life. It's lifetime adventure. You have ups and downs. You got really the best thing I think you could say is that life is a marathon, not a sprint. You know, sometimes you sprint to the top and then you're there, but I got a whole, you know, I'm young. I got a whole career ahead of me. I was able to do a lot of great things in this sport thus far. I'm going to do a lot of great things, you know, toward the last 5 years of my career. I feel like I can give it another 5 years if I'm, you know, if my heart's in it and my passion's still flowing to be a fighter. We'll see what it takes. I just take one fight at a time now, you know, and I'm able to, you know, I'm healthy, and I don't think I need to fight more than 2 or 3 times a year. The way that I train, you know, that's what a lot of people don't understand is the wear and tear you put on your body in the training camps. You know, it's crazy and amazing that we're able to train for 12 weeks on end at that high of a pace, risk, and be injury free, and then also peak at the right time. You know, it's crazy. We got it down to a science, I guess.
Second chances are very rare, and here you are with an immediate rematch. After being a champ who in your first title defense, you know, you lost. Usually immediate second chances are reserved for longer tenured champions who've defended their belt. Do you feel grateful to be in this position, or do you feel like you were entitled to an immediate rematch with TJ?
You know, that's one thing. I never felt entitled to anything in my life. You know, I feel like everything happens for a reason. You know, I've been given second chances my whole entire life, and that's just, you know, it's from God. You know, I feel like God's always watching over me. He takes something from me, and He opens, you know, and gives more to me. You know, it's when you're in that now, living in the now, you live life a lot better, and I think things are more clear. You understand a lot better why this happened, why this didn't happen. So it was a blessing. Like I said, I was blessed to win the world title at a young age. I lost it at a young age. I'm here at 27 years old, about to win it back. That's fine. You know, I think that, like I said, I've been given second chances my whole entire life, and there's obviously a reason why. Someone's looking out after me.
Can you elaborate on those second chances you've had your entire life?
And everything. I think there's a lot of times, I was running with the wrong crowd. A lot of my, friends are addicted to hooked on drugs or, dead. My father's been, incarcerated. My uncle's been incarcerated in prison. I've seen that my whole entire life, and started going down those wrong paths and got deterred away from them. And I call that faith over fear. My faith has been, over my fears, and my fear is always not to be like that. I never wanted to be like that, but sometimes you go in the snowball effect and you're going down, and you're like, it's hard to stop once you're in that cycle. But having my son has helped me balance out my life so much. I'm forever grateful for that. It's only going to be 5 months old, so it's crazy how much I love that little boy, and how much just peace of mind and just positivity is brought into my life, everyone's life that he's around. It's a blessing.
Cody, you've been pretty open about your tough upbringing and your relationship with your dad, or I guess the lack thereof. Now that you have a son of your own, how important is it for you to give him a great upbringing? Is that something that's very important to you?
I think that's super important when you become a father, when you take that fatherhood role, that you have to be there for your children. I definitely want to give them the best life. I'm learning as I go. As becoming a father, I got really good at changing diapers real fast, and so it's been fun, man. Giving them baths, holding them in the shower with me, just all the little things, and that you don't. It's just like, this is amazing. I'm able to, just come home from training, and he's sitting there, and he gets so happy when he sees me. It's awesome. Just seeing his little smile, and just so full of life at a young age. And I'm so blessed that I get to be able to, be there for him in his life, and mold him into a good human. That's what I wanted to do. So it's definitely changed my life and made me have a different outlook on life, and I'm forever grateful.
One of the poignant moments in the UFC 227 Countdown episode that aired is you walking down the corridor at Madison Square Garden after the knockout, and it stood out to me when I heard you say that you acknowledged the look on the faces of your mom and your wife. Can you just sort of reflect on what you were thinking in that moment?
Shit's crazy, because I remember it vividly. I remember knocking TJ almost out in the first round. I see Uriah Faber. He's like, yeah, you're pointing at me, and I was like, all right, I'm like, all right, we got this. And it's crazy just how this fighting is, can change like that. Next thing I know, I get my wits back out, and I see my mom and my wife, and just saw their looks on their face, and I just was like, I'm not gonna let that happen again. You know what I mean? And that was on my hands. I didn't fight the way that I needed to fight, didn't do the right things, and I control that in there. I control me. You know what I mean? And that's what I just need to go out there and do. Just fight how I always fought, and just go out there and be in a flow state like I was with Cruz. Just do all that. But acknowledging those feelings, I took it all in. Just like, I don't want to have this. They shouldn't have to go through that. They support me so much. They shouldn't have to see me like that. So and I control that. I didn't fight the way that was all on me. You know what I mean? So did everything I can this camp to make sure that doesn't happen again.
We've heard you say that he was saved by the bell. Obviously, you knocked him down in the first round, bell rung. You had all the momentum going into round two. Would you say that you maybe went into the round overconfident, or do you give TJ credit for finishing the fight the way he did?
TJ's a tough adversary. He's skilled. He's got his. He's a good competitor. He don't like to lose either. So that's what's great about this rivalry, is that we both don't like to lose. We're both, we're fighters. You know what I mean? Me more so than him. But I almost had him out in the end of the first round. I don't know. Maybe it was an adrenaline dump. Like I said, I literally came off the couch to fight him. So that's why I am so confident when I go in there this time, that I literally done everything I needed to do in order to get this title back. I've literally pushed myself to the limits of breaking, and I have to push another round. I have, fresh guys on me each round, pushing me. So I get to that familiar state of mind of wanting to break or fatigue sets in, that's when the fight's going to happen. You'll see that. You'll see that. Whoever gets tired the fastest, that's when the fight. And I had TJ at the first round backing up all over the place, knocking around the cage. He couldn't hit me. I just couldn't keep that pace up because I wasn't able to train. I think I hit an adrenaline dump. I was flat-footed the second round. I needed to move a little bit more. Little things like that we made adjustments on. I was able to push myself in those fight simulations and the sparring rounds. It's a lot goes into it, your timing and everything. So like I said, I'm excited to go out there and just fight, get back to what I love to do. Yeah, I could have fought whoever in this sport, and this my comeback fight from after getting this loss. But this is what the UFC wanted. The UFC called me to fight TJ on in the March card when Holloway got hurt. And no second thoughts, yes, right away. I was about to have a baby and I'm having a baby the same weekend. I just asked my wife, I said, I'm going to have this fight, I feel good. That's how confident I am. And I'm so confident that I know what I'm able to do to TJ healthy. Nobody in the world can beat me when I'm healthy, and those are facts.
Cody, was it the injury that set you back during the last camp?
It set me back, not only physically, but mentally, emotionally. I mean, I was like, you said you can imagine not being able to do something that you love. You kind of go into this like a depression state of mind. Like, I literally pride myself on my work ethic. So every day I push myself, every day I challenge myself to get better. When you're not having those, goals, to reach daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, it's like, what are you living for? What are you doing? You're just here living. I can't do my profession. I can't do my love. So that was hard, man. It was like, then trying to bounce back and get into the fight camp and going all over the world and getting these injections in my back, and this shot's gonna work and that shot's gonna work, and it's not working, but I can't pull out of a fight. I gotta fight. About 2 weeks before the fight, I had to fly to Vegas and get 8 epidural shot in my back just so I could go to the fight weekend in New York. It's just, I don't regret anything. I'm blessed with being able to be here now and fight, but I'm healthy. That's the thing. Like, I'm so excited to be here and speak to you guys. I'm excited about getting in the octagon. I felt like the last fight was just, everything was just so fast-paced because I was out of it for a whole year. And then, all right, here we're fighting in Madison Square. So injuries definitely set me back. I don't want to sit here and say I'm making excuses, but I know that I'm a 100% different fighter from the time that I stepped in the Madison Square Garden octagon to while I was stepping here at the Staples Center. And TJ knows that too. That's why he's trying to get me into that banner, trying to throw these posts out and do this and trying to get me emotionally invested in this. I don't give a damn about him. I focus on myself. That's what I didn't focus on. I focused on more what TJ was going to do than what I needed to do. When I focus on what I do, no one's going to beat me, no one's going to touch me. I'm too slick, I'm too fast, I'm too mean. I have too much heart in me, to give up on anything. So and the cardio is there now. So you'll see what I was able to do to Dominic Cruz. That was a camp that I had. A great training camp and was healthy. I can do that to anybody. I did that to TJ in the first round and just didn't have got caught. That's it. Good. Hats off to him. Let him ride off this win. He got the title back. He's a 2-time champ. Like I said, he's a good fighter. He's a fierce competitor, but he cannot and will not beat me again.
If all goes well, you regain your title, would you entertain the notion of a trilogy, or do you just want to be done with TJ after this?
Of course, man. I might make his little bitch ass wait a little bit because he don't want to give me the rematch. He wants to say this and that. But this is the UFC. You gotta understand, the UFC called me and said TJ turned us down. He had more excuses than anybody. He ever heard. So we're gonna make you this rematch. We don't know a date yet, but we'll get it to you. I'm like, okay. I said that's fine. Because I don't want to wait all summer. I don't want to, I don't want to prolong my return. I want to get in there. I'm hungry. I want to get back in there and fight. I said, if it's for TJ, then I'll wait when he's ready. And it went from June. It was supposed to be in Chicago, and then July fight week, then August, and back to. It kept going back and forth. Finally, I was like to Ali, I said, just when they have a contract and it's emailed, I'll sign it. And TJ said he'd be ready in August. He wouldn't be ready till then. He said he had an injury or something. So hey, whatever that happens, I understand. Waited till August, here we are, fight week. Feel amazing, great camp, ready to go do the thing.
Did you ever come close to pulling out of that fight in UFC 17?
I pulled out of the fight, I'm tired of being in this pain. I just wanted to let it heal, but I wanted to fight. I was so hungry. I was so, the whole time, right after the Dominic Cruz fight, when Coach Ultimate Fighter had to deal with that, trained the whole time, so I just didn't give myself enough time to heal and tearing my back and that was that. But I'm healthy. I'm thankful that I'm so healthy. I had a great doctors, PTs, you know, physical training coaches that helped me get to where I'm at today. I mean, I feel better than I did stepping in the fight with Cruz.
So you felt like you couldn't pull out of the 217 fight?
No, I mean, dude, I mean, I had to put out of a fight. This guy, you know what I mean? I had a wife that was pregnant, you know what I mean? I fought Dominic Cruz for $200,000 a year before that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to, I'm trying to buy a house, get insurance, you know, all the, you think you made it, you're world champion, and you got all this fucking money, but it's not, man. You know, it is what it is. You have to, you know, I understand that you have to build your way up to it, and it's good, you know. I couldn't go out, man. I was, ended up, you know, it's a money thing, man. It's money. And I never wanted to have my motive to fight for money, and that was never why I got into the sport. I got into the sport to be a world champion. But you have to live life, and now I have to take care of my family. So that's why you gotta see all these fighters that want these money fights, and you can't blame them. You know what I mean? Like, we go in there and literally take years off our lives. You know what I mean? To go in there for what, $40,000, $50,000. You know, and some of these fighters are coming in at 10 and 10, so they're getting what? They get their ass beat. They're getting $10,000. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. You got NFL players, NHL players, MLB players making millions and millions and millions, but we're the fastest growing sport in the world. You know, something's got to change.
You feel like a union is something that should be discussed at least?
I mean, I don't know if it's a union or it's pay's got to get better, but I mean, I'm going in there and fighting. You know what I mean? All I got to do is, and here's what you think: you got to keep winning. That's it. That's the common return question why you don't get paid. You got to keep winning. You just got to win the fights, and you know the cream of the crop gets paid the most, and that's what you have to do. And I know that. You know, everyone knows that, but it's like, let's get paid for what we do. You know, I go out there every time and leave it on the line. You know, I mean, every time there's not one fight in my whole entire career since I started fighting, since I was a teenager, that someone would be like, oh, boring fight. I never will ever be in a boring fight. So yeah, I mean, whatever that has to do, but it's crazy, man. The pay from, we're professional athletes, world champions, and it's like, bro, you know, at the time I was. Now, you know, it was good. I had a good fight. The pay-per-view did good in Madison Square, so I'm happy, and did some investments. It was great. I got some good people in my life to help me manage my money, you know, and so I'm forever grateful for that. But like I said, all you gotta do is win at the end of the day, and that's when the checks keep coming in, and sponsorships. I'm grateful for my sponsors. They help out so much, man, more than they know. It's more than just them sending money in the mail, you know what I mean? Posting some shit on social media. It goes further than that with me.
Has being a father changed the way you like approach training and approach the fight now? Yeah,
definitely, man. I mean, there'd be some days your body would be sore and tired, and you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna take a rest day. I might just go later today. It's like, no, man. Like, you get up and see your little boy looking up at you, and it's like, man, you just want to get in there, and like, no matter how tired you are, how my body beat up, that's been like the most motivation I've ever had in my entire life. And I've always been a self-motivated person to go in there and work out and be one of the hardest workers in the room and lead by example kind of thing. And it's definitely never a question of like, I'm gonna take a rest day. My boy's gotta eat, you know.
Just to clarify, Cody, the stem cell treatment, is it permanent, or will you need it again in the future?
Shit, I don't know. They said it would last a year, 6 months, 3 months. And I went to Germany and did the regenokine therapy, and they said, oh, it can last up to 2 years, or it could not take effect at all. And I talked to the doctor over there, and I said, well, I'm fighting in 5 weeks from the shot. He's like, no. He's like, I wouldn't even have you start lightly training until 6 months. And this is a doctor that I was sent to over there telling me this. You know, so it's kind of hard. You know, I mean, there's some doctors kind of are on the more like lenient side of things, but when you're dealing with the chronic back issue and tearing your back, it's your whole thing. So I'm glad I got it fixed. I was able to do a lot of things right this camp, outside of camp. That's the thing, I was able to train outside of this camp. Since I got outside of the octagon in Madison Square, I injured my hand. I got my hand healed. I went to Thailand. I was training with one hand out there. Been back to the grind for months and months and months. That's why I didn't really want to wait till August to fight. But I said if it was TJ, fine, I'd wait. If not, we'll fight. And that's what the UFC wanted. The UFC came to me and and offered me this fight. It wasn't I was bitching and crying. You guys didn't see me on social media crying about a rematch. Love a rematch, thankful. I know that I'm the better fighter, but you know, that's not me. If I got to climb back to the mountain and do it, I'll do it all over again. You know?
Going back to what you were saying about pay scale and how you all are being compensated and the sport is the fastest growing, have you spoken with your other colleagues in the UFC? Do you look towards other sports like the NBA? I know the NFL looks towards the NBA now at how much they're making and want to renegotiate. Are these very, very common discussions now about a more like formalized method of how you guys are paid? Are these conversations you've all had?
Yeah, I mean, I have some friends that are in NFL, NHL, and it's the same organization. You know, it's like you're gonna stay out, or basically what you call it, go on strike for this kind of money. And then there's gonna be an 18-year-old kid or 20-year-old kid that's hungry, that's poor, that's like $10,000 sounds good to me, I'll sign it. So there's always gonna be those people that are gonna, and you have to have, you know, everyone has to come together for it. But there's always going to be those people that are coming from the bottom just like I was, that had no money, that was hungry to get in the UFC, would do anything to get in the UFC, would fight for free. And you know, you're always going to have those. So when you have people like that, it's the way it's going to be until you do get a union or something.
Could you be the guy to lead that charge, to mobilize the
Look,
cavalry
I'm
to do
forever
that?
grateful for what the UFC has given me in my life, the platform I was able to use, the money I was able to make, and the experiences and memories that will last a lifetime. But yeah, I would love to, man. If that's something that we need to do, is stand together as a whole and fight for more conversations. We get taken care of, healthcare, all of that. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have anything. We go in there and we break our arm or tear our ACL. Luckily, sometimes the UFC takes care of it, but some fighters, they don't. You know, it's sad.
Your son probably, what are you doing for health care for your son?
I mean, I got health care.
You like pay for it?
Yeah, I pay for my own health care. You know, it's busy. That's important. That's important.
Call it right now.
we got our health care. That's one thing. I was like, damn, I didn't know it was so expensive to have a baby. You know what I mean? Luckily, you know, we did good on the New York card, and that was it, you know. So like I said, investing my money well with you know Tyson and Lucic Centers, you know, that's really a big thing that's going on. Doing they're good business, great business, giving you know past veterans jobs, and so it's great to be in business with some humans like that really care. So yeah.
Cody, you mentioned that UFC was telling you TJ didn't want the rematch right away. Did they have a reason why he was saying no? Was it because he was trying to go after DJ, or was there something else?
I think that he had an RV trip. He just had a kid 7 weeks ago. What was the other one? His gym was in California and he lived in Colorado. I mean, there was like 6 or 7. I just like, man.
So it sounds like you bought all of them.
Yeah, he bought everything. The RV trip was the funniest thing, though. It is what it is, man.
What was that RV trip?
Oh, probably just a little vacation, I guess. Yeah, a little vacation.
I guess knowing that, right? Do you have an opinion on kind of when TJ talks about how Demetrius didn't want to fight him and how the UFC was going to Demetrius and he's saying no, right. TJ was saying no. Do you kind of have an opinion on?
He's hypochondriac. I mean, he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. He's you know, calls Mighty Mouse not out for fighting, but they didn't want to pay Mighty Mouse. They didn't want to do that. TJ wanted it because TJ gets everything from that fight. He gains more than Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse is the pound for pound best fighter. TJ, you haven't made weight at 125. You haven't, any of that. He was calling. So I think he did that all wrong. But then, I don't like to throw people under the bus like that. But the UFC was told me that they couldn't believe how many excuses he had to fight me in March. And he said for that reason we're going to make the rematch. He said it won't be in March. We'll get you a date later on. And then in a couple of days, spoke with Ali. It went, like I said, it bounced around June, July, August. Man, it changed hands a couple times. Then he got hurt, and then he needed more time. He wouldn't be ready for this time. So like I said, I didn't want to wait on TJ, but if it was a for sure thing, I'd wait on TJ, and that's what the UFC wanted me to do. That's what they gave me, not me asking for it. I was gonna whoop Rafael Sensa's ass in June in Chicago, but TJ. I'll give Sensei some credit. He's doing some good things. How you doing? He's out on Twitter. I see him. TJ, they gave me the TJ fight, so why not? Get out there and get my title back, and we'll see what we'll do after that.
You mentioned earlier about a trilogy. You're willing to do it, but I mean, like you said, he don't want to give you the shot right away. You're kind of maybe on the same thing. Are you looking at maybe DJ as well, or?
Man, I think DJ is a great champion, a great person, great human. That's the thing. If the UFC is willing to pay us money that we deserve, DJ being, if he wins, is he successful this Saturday? He's a 12-time consecutive, title defense. Me and the star power that I bring, and I'll go down to 25. If they compensate us, I'll be more than willing to fight Mighty Mouse at 125 pounds. If they don't want to pay us, I'll stay at 135 pounds to clean out my division, and DJ keep doing what he's doing down there. So no ill, words or towards Mighty Mouse. I think he's a great fighter. They got to compensate us for that. I think it's going to be a great fight. So that's what they wanted to do. That's why they didn't make the TJ-DJ match, because they wanted me to go down there and do it.
Should there be?
That was my plan originally. I'm sorry to cut you off. That was my plan originally. TJ just took that from me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go down and fight DJ. So he's not original, but we'll take care of him this Saturday.
Should there be any more pressure on DJ to move up? I feel like you guys are willing to go down for him, but not a lot of people are talking about him moving up to go after one of your guys' belt.
I think he was at 35, you know what I mean? Like, his weight class is 25, you know what I mean? Like, I can go down, I walk around at 148 pounds, and that's, I can hire a nutritionist, George Lockhart, and Ian Larios, had them come out the last 5 weeks and just cook. I can easily make 25 if I wanted to, but it's gotta make right. It's gotta pay me. I gotta go down another weight class, add longer camps, invest more money in the nutritional side, and do all that. But yeah, I mean, if that's what's to happen, I'm just focused on TJ. I'm gonna go out there and smash him up on Saturday, get my title back, enjoy some family time, and then we'll see what UFC wants to do next.
Awesome.